talk about some inverted row variations. Inverted row is an exercise that you're going to find again in a lot of my programs. Now, let's talk about setup first. If you have access to a TRX, awesome. But I know a lot of you don't. So if you don't have access to a TRX, don't worry about it. We can get you set up in a power rack or even in a Smith machine, one of the few good uses a Smith machine has. What we want to do is kind of set the bar, if we're going to use a power rack, set the bar up at about bench press height, so we just adjust it by moving the handles up and down. Same goes for the Smith machine. Now, adjust the variations according to difficulty. With a beginner, okay, let's talk body position first. Okay, if you can see it on camera here, hopefully. With a beginner, let me start with the knees bent type of position or variation. Okay, as we get better at that, okay, then we can go to a straight leg position. Just the opposite of a push-up now. Okay, so we get legs straight. It's two variations. We get better at that. Okay, now we're going to go to a feet elevated position. You can use a low box, we can use a bench, you can use a Swiss ball if you don't have access to anything else. Okay. And we're there. We can go feet elevated, is pretty difficult, or we can go to a single leg version. So we're here. Okay. When we're doing the single leg, next time we come around for the second set, we'll make sure we switch legs up. We can go feet elevated, single leg also. Okay. Elevate those feet, raise one leg up, and down. So there we're talking about different body positions. Bent leg, straight leg, feet elevated, single leg, feet elevated, single leg. There's about 5 different variations right there. Okay, just playing around with your leg position. The other thing we can do is play around with our hand position. Again, for beginners, I'm going to start with palms up or supinated grip. We just have more of a pulling advantage from that position. Just like you would if you were doing chin-up, just like chin-up versus pull-ups. So you have your palms up, which I demonstrated in the last few exercises. Okay. There. If I want to get another variation in, go to a pronated or palms down grip. A little bit harder, a little bit more shoulder coordination required, less of a pulling advantage. Every time I'm trying to get my chest to the bar. That's how we're going to know if we're cheating or not with that exercise. Getting your chest to the bar. So there's 2 different hand positions. I can play around the grip even a little bit more. Let's say I wanted to fatten the grip up. You can throw a towel if you don't have access to fat grips. Okay, you can throw a towel over the bar. Use that supinated position again. Or I can use that towel with the pronated position again. Okay, you can also play around with the spacing of my hands, how narrow or how wide they go. Another towel variation you can use, kind of like towel chin-ups. We'll just wrap the towels around the bar. Get a nice strong grip. Hopefully get set up first. Difficult getting set up here. Same idea. We're pulling to the bar. Okay, so here you have all your different hand positions. Palms up, palms down. You have your fat grip. Okay, you have your towel grip. Combine those with all your foot positions, and then you have a ton more variations. Okay, so again, you know, if you're looking for a horizontal pulling movement in your program, which you should be looking for, and which you should have, okay, get started on the inverted rows, fool around with different hand positions, depending upon where you're at as far as pulling strength, and go from there. Next time we'll come back with a lower body exercise and its different variations.